Hello, this is Bob from Up Trail 71. I'm back for another adventure. This time it's back at the Porcupine Mountains. I know I've been here many times. Still one of my favorite areas to go backpacking. And this time I'll be hiking solo. I started up by the Lake of Clouds parking area. And I walked 1.1 miles down that road to get to the trailhead for Lake Superior Trail. So I'll be hiking Lake Superior Trail for 9 miles. And then I'll take the Big Carp River Trail up to my campsite, BC2, up in the escarpment. So that should be awesome. Especially if you can get a sunrise in the morning. It's a beautiful spot. Last time I camped there with my wife and our dog, and that was many years ago. Now we come up to a viewing area. It's basically right on the trail. Let's see what we get for a view of Lake Superior from here. Of course, there's a bench. I'm going to sit down and take a little break. Of course, I don't need to do that. I'm only a couple of miles or so into this hike. And there's the lake. It's calm out today. Now I get a light breeze. It is very warm out. They're predicting high temperature near 80. It is a little humid. Not real bad. It should get a little cooler once I get close to the shore of Lake Superior. And this loop is almost 20 miles long. And it's not easy. A lot of rocks. Here you can see the Porcupine Mountains is all made from volcanic activity many millions of years ago. If you look real close, you can see the lines in these rocks. That's from when the glaciers came through and it carved down the Porcupine Mountains. From what I read, this is one of the highest mountain ranges in North America many years ago, of course. A little bridge, and there is absolutely no water running through this right now, which is actually a good thing, because in the past, years ago when we hiked here, it was a disaster. It rained a lot and the trails were all flooded. The streams were actually, there's so many streams running down the trails like this, down the mountains. Now I'm coming up to the first campsite on the Lake Superior Trail. See it right up there firing. I'm not sure how far away the water source would be to this campsite, but I know it's a little ways yet to Lake Superior. This is Alice 19. Well, coming up to the first little water source here. First one on this trail so far. It's not much. It's a little distance away from that campsite 19 I just showed you. So if you go to campsite 19, I'd recommend make sure you have enough water with you. You don't want to rely on that. Of course, you could have a little walk to Lake Superior and get some if you had to. Well, I've had to go either around or under a few trees like that across the trail. But overall the trail hasn't been too bad, at least yet. Now I should be getting fairly close to Lone Rock. I'm going to stop there and eat my lunch. I have a sandwich from the Bruce Crossings gas station. It looks good. Well, before I get to Lone Rock, I'm going to check out LS15 campsite right here. And 16 is right over there. And it's a nice campsite right on Lake Superior. Oh, I'd definitely stay at this one. It's nice. And you got a rock out there. Oh, the breeze feels nice. Oh, I can see Lone Rock from here, way off in the distance. So I got a little ways to go yet to get there. There, it looks like I made it to LS 13 and 14 campsites. Should be Lone Rock. Here's one of the campsites right in front of us, just off the trail. And then I believe there's another one right over here. You see it firing. I'm going to stop and eat my lunch right over along the lake here. And Oh, look at this spot. Someone actually made some little chairs here with a nice view of the lake. Okay, this would be my lunch. This is some kind of a Swiss type sandwich. I'll add some Miracle Whip to it. Then for my water, I'll use this energy drink. That was a nice 15, maybe 20-minute break. Had my lunch, and the total miles hiked so far to Lone Rock was 5.48. So I got a little ways to go to my campsite yet. It's got to be at least 10 miles. Now we're getting to the nice part of the trail. Runs right along the lake. You get some nice views right here. And it looks like it's kind of muddy in the trail. I could walk down here and try to avoid it, but we'll see. I know in the past we walked along the shore of the lake, but the trail's definitely faster. You see there's a lot of mud right here. I'll just have to walk around it a little bit. I think it shouldn't be too bad. Not so beautiful. Well, gone a little over 7 miles so far. So I got a little ways to go. Now this is some cool looking rocks along the shore. The way it's layered up like that. Oh yes, and tonight I'll be using my Darien Dream hammock, first time in a while. And of course, if you watched my last video, I pictured rocks from last weekend with the Z-Packs tent. My sleeping pad failed on me, and we cut the trip short. Well, now I gotta walk along the shoreline here. This is really cool. Yeah, I like this part. There's some trash right there. Must have floated across the lake from somewhere else. Yeah, this is nice. Actually, I can go right back up here and follow the trail for a while. But this is the nicest part of this trail. Get to walk along the lake with a nice little breeze. It's in upper 70s today. That breeze feels good. There's a few biting flies, but they're not real bad yet. Well, this is a change of scenery. Look at all these large ferns you get to walk through. It's really cool. This is like this for maybe 300 feet. Then I'll come back to like a hardwoods in here. Well, since I'm walking along this trail, we can check out LS11 campsite, since there's no one there. It's right on the lake, firing. It looks like a nice spot. I've never stayed at this one. It's actually nice right here. I have to remember this one for the future, because you're a little higher ground. And you're still right on the water. Nice. Very nice campsite. Look at this. Walk right up to the lake. It's a cool spot with the rock right there. Well, I better get back on trail. I got a few miles to go yet. And just up from that campsite, I had to climb up on this really cool looking ridge. It's a steep drop off on both sides. It's narrow. Now look at this. There you can see my Gaia map. I'm almost done with this Lake Superior Trail. Then I'll start the Big Carp River Trail, and my campsite be way up in escarpment there somewhere, BC2. And this trail comes right back next to the lake, and I'm just going to stop here and grab some water and screw my Sawyer filter on it, and I'll drink it like that. I won't fill it all the way up yet. When I get to the campsite, before that I'll have to though, because there's no water sources up at BC. Oh, we made an intersection here. Big Carp River Trail will be going on now. Correction Line Trail is 4.3 miles from here. Of course, you'll see Bathtub and Shining Cloud Falls. There's a couple of campsites along this trail. And my GPS shows I've hiked 9.5 miles to this point. Of course, on all of my videos I have to show this spot with this cool looking sandbank. Actually, it's like all sand here. You got the big Carp River down there. It's really a cool spot. And of course back here it's Lake Superior. And I'm leaving that area. Now this is my favorite part of the Big Carp River Trail. You have to run along these rapids, the small waterfalls for the next maybe half a mile. Very nice. Actually I'm going to clean up a little bit in one of these somewhere along the line here. Getting a little hot. Just feel good. Throw some water in my face. That's about 3 o'clock p.m. now. It will feel nice to throw a little bit of water in my face because the water is nice and cool. Still got about maybe 6 miles to the campsite, so it's still a good hike. Plus I get to climb up that mountain that goes up to the escarpment. And I got at least one stream crossing where I'll take my shoes off. The other, hopefully a tree is still crossing over, so I'll just take that. Alright, I cooled off my stream and I just checked the temperature of my pack, 78 degrees. So it's a little warm but not real bad. It's got just a little bit of humidity in the air. That's the only bad part. That's why it feels good to, as I dunk my hat in the water. Feels nice. Now I'm coming up to the Shining Cloud Falls overlook. So I'll probably stop here for about 10 minutes, drop my pack, have a quick little snack. And it's beautiful here. Of course the water levels are down right now, but it's still very nice. Now look at the size of that growth in this tree. It's huge. It's the largest I've ever seen. That tree's not real big either. Of course this trail, a lot of trees down right here, so I had to walk around. Okay, we come up to the stream crossing. I mean, I could take my shoes off and cross here, and it's not very deep. Otherwise, I see there's still that tree over there, but I'll have to do a little balancing act to go over it. Okay, here we go. Oh, definitely not easy. The log's kind of curved a little bit. Just gotta take your time. You don't want to fall because it's a long ways down. I mean, you'd fall a good 5 feet or so. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Well, I made it up to my final stream crossing. And this one I'll have to take my shoes off. There's no way around it. So I don't want to have wet feet or wet shoes. That's a good way to get blisters. Plus I'm going to have to filter water. This is the very last water source all the way up to my campsite. Okay, here we go. Got my shoes off. And this water is cold. Not very deep. Ice cold though. Be nice cold water to filter later on. I'll just grab dirty water. Well, I should have plenty of water now. I filled up a smart water bottle full of water. And on this side I also got another water bottle. Plus I have a Coke in my pack for when I get to the campsite. It's a 0 sugar Coke. I'm looking forward to that later when I'm having my dinner. I just dropped my pack right here for a couple of minutes. Quick drink of water. I'll be starting my climb soon. It's like a boulder field around here. See all these boulders? You see a little bit of rock landslide right there, and then way up is one of the peaks for the escarpment. Now I'm starting to come to some switchbacks before I get up to this last of the climb. It's definitely a good climb up here. I'm at about 1,350 feet right now. It's 600 feet at lake level. Oh, I'm getting my first mountain views from here. Won't be too much further. We'll get some awesome views then. And here we go, my final climb up. And then we'll be to about the top anyway. Now you see Lake Superior way off in distance. That's where I was a few hours ago. Now I'm up on the cliffs. Campsite shouldn't be too far away from here. Oh, look at that cool looking rock. You can see I'm quite a ways up here. I don't want to get too close to this ledge. Oh, I believe my campsite is in here. I'm gonna have to, should be. I didn't see a camping sign anywhere. Now it looks like it should be a campground. Yeah, I see a fire ring in here. It'd be nice to make a small fire. Maybe I'll make a tiny one. It's just kind of windy out here, and the wind feels good. So what I'm deciding is I drop my pack right over here, and I'm gonna hang my hammock up from this tree right there to that one. Those are nice solid maple trees. That way I get a nice breeze right from through the opening there. Now check this out, guys. I'll be using my hammock tonight. This is my Dyneema tarp from Hammock Gear. My 40-degree underquilt from Hammock Gear also. Darien Dream hammock. I love that blue color. And then inside, might be a little hard to see, you got my top quilt. That's my overkill top quilt. It's a 20-degree. And my Sea to Summit pillow. So I should sleep very good tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a little warm, that top quilt. And I'll probably just kind of lay that off the side of me or something like that. But oh well. Right now I think I'm going to go walk over by the cliffs here and enjoy that for a few minutes with a nice breeze. I'm also still using my good old sit pad from Dutch. Been using that for many years now. First, before I cook my dinner, I should be cooking my dinner now because I am hungry. But I want to go enjoy this view. It's beautiful here. The breeze feels just so good. Yeah, it's a little windy. It feels good though. You see lake of clouds off in the distance. I was out there for about 35 minutes on the edge of the cliff, just laying down, relaxing. Feels so nice, but now I'm gonna have to cook my dinner. It's actually starting to get dark out. Hey, tonight from Ready Wise, noodles and beef. Now as you can see, I'm heating up some water, about 16 ounces for that it takes. Wow, crazy. Heating up my alcohol stove, got the titanium windscreen around it, titanium pot. And of course, I thought it was Coke, it was actually Dr. Pepper. Zero sugar I'm going to have. So this should be a good little meal for tonight before I go to bed. I'm actually starved right now. It doesn't look like too bad of a meal. I had this once before. It's been a while. And then I'm going to have to hang it in my bear bag. That's my older bear bag, my Dyneema. I didn't see a bear pole anywhere. Maybe there's one somewhere around here, but I'll just hang it over a limb. Good enough. Oh wow, check out the moon and the clouds. Okay, it's just about time to jump into the hammock. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning everyone. It actually got a little chilly this morning with that wind. So now I'm wearing my rain jacket. Got some tuna or something. But I'm making a quick breakfast, have some oatmeal. Before I break down my hammock and head back on the trail. Should be only a couple of miles, maybe 2.5 mile hike to the trailhead. I got everything all packed up now. I'll be ready to hit the trail. And I just checked the campsite. It was 1,456 feet. So it's a decent height up here. I hiked 16.5 miles according to my Gaia GPS yesterday. I don't know how accurate that is because there's very little or spotty cell reception, so it's just being a recorded on offline maps. It should be accurate. Well, the reason why I say that is because the maps show a little more than that, about 17.5 miles. But I'll go with the GPS to be more accurate. Now, like I say, we've got about a 2.5 mile hike back to the parking lot where my vehicle is. Oh, I'm getting some nice views of the Lake of Clouds from here. I got a little overcast. I was hoping to see a sunrise this morning, but the clouds they moved in last night. Still looks nice though. Now, okay. Now, how did I sleep in my hammock last night? I slept good. Now, comparing it with my Z-Pax tent and a good air mattress, I would pick the Z-Pax tent over the hammock. Reason why? Because how you're restricted on your movement inside a hammock. And a hammock also does take up a little more room when you got 2 quilts inside your pack. So other than that though, it was nice to sleep in a hammock again. But if I had to prefer one over the other, I would take my tent for sure. But now, having said that, one advantage a hammock has over the tent is you don't have to worry about a sleeping pad going flat on you, which is not fun. So that's something I'm going to do a little more research into for a more durable sleeping pad for a tent. But I did enjoy sleeping in a hammock again. It was nice. Okay, enough talking about tents and hammocks. See, I'm back on a trail. I'm getting closer to the overlook areas. See stairways up there. And this is what the walkway looks like. I see a couple of benches up here and beautiful views. There's some information signs that they have. Oh, look at that view. It talks about the Lake of Clouds and geology. And look at that view. And I'll give you one last view before I wrap up this adventure. Okay, I'm just about back to the trailhead, and the total miles is 18.2 for this loop. That's on the Gaia GPS, of course. Map miles shows closer to 19, but we'll go with the GPS. And it's actually a beautiful morning right now. This breeze feels good. And I guess we'll have to catch you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching, up Trail 71. And it always feels good to get this pack off.